of things going on in the world. We've had a lot of things going on in the boxing world, and I think one of the most recent things that's took social media by storm, not necessarily on a big stage, but you've had this situation where Eddie Chambers has recently gone out and said that Anthony Joshua's said a few things that some people say he shouldn't have said. Like,
Lawrence, has he done it? Huh? I don't know, but there was a video on YouTube that looked very convincing, where a person's got his phone out, he's on Instagram.
Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah, and he's on Eddie's phone, and then he clicks on the profiles, Anthony Joshua's profile. Today's day and age, you don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's common knowledge that AJ doesn't directly manage all aspects of his social media. So it's one of those things that it's a he says, she says sort of situation. So I'm indifferent to it. It doesn't affect my life.
It's a big talking point. I think there was recently, even with ourselves as Below the Belt and yourself, we had a few exchanges online about the aspect of Joseph Parker fighting AJ, and he wanted a 40% cut.
Yeah.
Personally, as I said on social media, I think he's asking for way too much.
Yeah.
And you gave your take. I think I really went off the back of your view.
Yeah, you did. And it just comes down to people understanding economics. It's as simple as that. And because you get a lot of people going, well, if they're both world champions, why can't it be 50-50? First reason is, if you're going to go off that argument, Parker's got 1 belt, Joshua's got 2 belts. Already it should be 30-60.
3, if you want to cut that bill.
Let's not. But yeah, already you're looking at about, that 33-66, yeah, if you're going to go by that logic. But ultimately, what it comes down to is you get paid according to the value that you bring to the table. So if I was a salesperson working with you as my colleague, or you the listener, and in a month I generate, I don't know, 60 units of sale, but you generate 300 units of sale. We're both working on commission because we're salespeople. If the manager comes around and says, you know what, because you work together, I'm going to split the commission in half. You get half, I get, we both share half. Because you work together. That's the way we do it. You'll be livid because you just made 300 sales and I only made 60. And it's exactly the same thing. When Joshua fights, he brings in a certain value. There's a certain revenue he generates. There are a lot of things that he does for the economy that Joseph Parker simply doesn't do. So I don't think it's right. Any logical and sensible business person will understand that that's not correct.
Since I guess how you ended that point about logical business thinkers and just fans, from casual fans to like what we call boxing purist fans.
Yeah.
It amazes me that you can look at it any other way other than what you said, to be honest with you. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to understand the common sense in that. But some people...
It doesn't, but a lot of people have a fairy tale idea or perspective on life and how the world should be fair and everything should be about honour and grace. But if you look pragmatically at the way the world actually works, you'd understand that that's just not what it is. The world isn't fair to start with, but secondly, things aren't always the way that you would like them to be. Like, if that was the case, then we wouldn't have things like traffic, or just simple things. So it's not the way it works. There are a lot of things that need to come into play, and there'll be so many parties involved in the negotiations that would be in the positions they are because they're good business people. And there are a lot of things that a good business person simply wouldn't do, because if it doesn't make financial sense for them, they won't touch it.
With that said, there's so many points we could talk about, from heavyweight boxing all the way down to the lowest classes. You've got Lomachenko fighting, taking on Rigondeaux. That, I just wanted to bring it just to show the comparison that from a purist sense, irrespective of weight class, boxing's looking good right now. How do you see that fight going, Lomachenko, Rigondeaux?
I actually don't know. The best I can guess is it would probably be a fight for the purist, because I struggle to imagine how any of them consistently lands on the other. And if any of them were to manage to do that, I think then they would need to be highly regarded as one of the best fighters in our era.
Yeah. Do you think the level of competition is the same at the lower weight classes? Because you have that argument sometimes where, like, I don't know, say the welterweights.
I think it is the same.
Yeah,
I think it is the same. That you get a lot of. So, for example, Carl Frampton just boxed and had Josh Warrington ringside and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then you got the likes of Lee Selby and whatnot, and that's quite a low weight division. Then you got Santa Cruz in the States and whatnot, and that's a hot division. You go up a little bit. You got the light welters are not very competitive, but like the welterweight division you just mentioned is immensely stacked. Junior middleweight is really stacked. There was a show recently with about 8 fighters in the junior middleweight division, boxing 7 of them I think were in the top 10 in the world. So that is very stacked. I think boxing as a whole is just going through a very good time, regardless of weight division. There's a lot of good competition, a lot of good class fighters. The game is evolving, and most importantly, more people in the general public are showing interest.
With that said, your weight class in particular, from a UK status going up to world level, who have you kind of got your eye on that you think, you know what, I don't know, maybe in the next year and a half, I'd like to be in the ring with that person, or how are you looking at your weight class as far as competition is concerned?
I look at my weight class and realise that there's a lot of talent, which excites me. It means that not only would I be tested and be pushed to be the best fighter I could possibly be, it means that when I do have those fights, they would be A, meaningful, and B, lucrative, ideally. But I don't look at any individual, because I could waste my time looking at a person and never end up boxing them.
Good point.
But ultimately, they're doing what they're doing and I'm doing what I'm doing. I believe I'm the best. I believe I'm capable of beating anybody I get in a ring with. So it shouldn't matter who it's against. It would just be a matter of when I'm in the right position to challenge for certain titles or certain positions. I just need to make sure that I maximise my reward for taking fights against certain individuals. So maybe at that point I'll start looking at who would give me the most reward for what I'm about to do. But in my position right now, my focus is simply on beating the people in front of me, trusting my team to look after me, and right now as we speak, December 9th is my focus.